depending on the teams. All right. So we'll start with the Warriors, and I'm gonna let you guys know I'm gonna let Marcus rant for the first part of this pod because that's his team. So
I'm still not, too convinced. The Kings are better than the Warriors. It's just from the first two games, I've seen a lot from the Warriors that kind of beat themselves. From casual turnovers, your Steph Curry late fourth quarter turnover. The man's a superstar, but he also gives the game away in certain situations. Prime example, scores 52-52, 2 minutes left in the first half. Warriors are down by 10. Steph got them all the way to tie. But then, because in the last minute of the game, he has a turnover, and then a foul, and then another turnover. It's 58-52 going into halftime. What happened towards the late game? You make a run, and then careless turnovers. I don't know what to say. The Warriors not making shots. They're not defending. You can tell they're tired. Steph, I can tell you're tired. Looney, I can tell you're tired. Clay, you just not getting the ball in your hand. I feel for you, brother. You just not getting the ball. And that's what's happening right now. The Warriors, I don't know. Kerr's got to do a better job of saying, like, hey, when we coming down and taking shots, we got to be more effective. Oh, and Jordan Poole, you're not even going to be brought up this conversation because apparently you're not even on the roster. I don't know what you're doing. 4 points, 1 for 4. You can't play. We can't play you because you don't play defense. So thanks a lot for this $100 million that we're about to give you. Because you didn't do anything for it. You got your money and said, I'm done with this. I'm done. You got a pool party. You got 30 baddies in the back. You're done. You're not hooping no more. 4 points, and your only job on the Warriors is to score. You're not supposed to lock up anybody. You're not supposed to play make. We got enough of those. Your job is to put the ball in the hoop. And you did it twice. You didn't get your foul calls. Why? Because they're not calling those stupid fouls they call in the regular season. So what do? You're not playable. Imagine that. We can't play you because you can't shoot. We can't play you because you can't drive. We can't play you because you don't want to defend. We can't play you because it's just lunch. Every single time I watch that game up and down the court. I'm disappointed. And you didn't deserve to play last night. I don't even know how many minutes he got. Let me check real quick. He got a total of, let's see, right here.
Yeah, 16
minutes.
Yeah,
1 of 7. 16 minutes, 1 of 7, 0 for 3, 2 for 2. Sorry, you got 1 bucket, and another one they gave you a little ticky-tack foul. 1 assist. Couldn't even get others involved. What were you on the court doing for 16 minutes? If it was me, you would have came off a long time ago. Kuminga only getting 4 minutes. I get it. He's young, rookie. You was only playing. Kerr, I get it. I get who you played and why you played him. Moody, he took a lot of Kuminga's minutes. When you average it out, that's 12 minutes. I get it. Moody was doing really good. But this is wild. Da Vinci, 13 minutes. Not 1 shot taken. 2 fouls. They weren't there last night. They just weren't there. And you can kind of see through the box score what they tried to do. Curry, Clay, Wiggins, only y'all shooting tonight. Clay really didn't get to shoot. He went 5 for 10 for 3 and only took 13 shots. 5 for 10 from Clay looks like a 25-shot game, people. It's embarrassing, man. I don't want to keep talking about this because this was just embarrassing. They didn't beat us. They didn't shoot well. Fox went 2 for 10 from 3. Sabonis just 8 of 12, 24 points. It's not like they dominated us. They just had Malik Monk get 18, Mitchell get 15, Heater get 15, Barnes get 13. They had a bunch of contributing factors. We had 3 guys give us 20, and nobody else really contributed after that besides Gary Payton with 13. Everybody else is in single digits. And I get it, we were very top heavy, but Jesus. Somebody help me out here, man. I'm done. I'm done ranting about these boys. I'm taking it to you, TJ.
Yeah, you good, man. So I'm gonna break this down, and so what we do is on this pod, we're not scared to call out our fandom. All right, we hold ourselves accountable on this pod. So when I talk about the Lakers, I'm in my fandom, and he talks from a perspective of not being a fan, so he sees it more clear. And when he's a fan of the Warriors, I let him know when I see something that he doesn't see as a fan. All right. So I'm going to talk as a person who's not a fan of the Warriors, and just from what I've seen from the whole entire year, not just the playoffs. So the Warriors aren't good on the road. All right, that's just the truth. I think they won like 6 or 7 games on the road, and most of those games came in the last week. That's what they don't tell you. They really was worse than that. They started winning on the road like the last week of the season, man. Like they were terrible. Am I right, Marcus? Horrible.
I don't think we got more than 10 wins.
Yeah, I think, and then most of them came at the end, like the last week. All right, so that means they went the entire season with Wiggins in the lineup too, without winning on the road. That's a major thing. That's from October to January. With Wiggins, they was bad. So that's why I didn't really buy that when Wiggins came back, they'll be better. And I've already said what I thought about the Jordan Poole punch, so we won't talk about that. Now that you guys know why I felt like the road thing was a real thing, we'll talk about that game. That game was lost in the second quarter. If you go back and look at that game, they scored 41 points in the second quarter. That's like crazy. That's really bad. You know what I mean? Anytime you give up 41 points in a quarter, you're probably gonna lose. That's just what it is. You're just gonna lose that game. And the next note I had in here was playoffs are 8-man rotations at most. All right, 8 players play. You got to find your 8. In this series, both teams are playing guards off their bench. They're not playing any of their forwards. They're not playing any of their bigs like that. They're playing guards. And the truth is, man, their guards are just beating you. Their guards are just playing better. So if we go down the list, we got Peyton getting 27 minutes. We got Poole getting 16. We got DaVincio getting 13. That's your bench. Like, yeah, Kuminga, Green played, but they didn't play enough to matter. Moody didn't play enough to matter. Those are your 3 players off the bench, and they're all guards. All right? The reason why I'm pointing that out, because when you go look at the Kings and you look at who comes off their bench, they're playing Lyles, a power forward, for 15 minutes. Then they're playing Mitchell, a point guard, at 28 minutes. And then they got Monk at 31 minutes. Right now, if you look at their plus minuses, I know people don't like plus minus. We're only doing this for the sake of just saying that what's going on and how positive they are. They're in the positive. Their whole team has been in the positive, really. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, they're playing pretty good defense and pretty good offense. And people didn't expect the Kings to hold anybody to 106 points. That's number 2. All right? The Kings are doing something that we didn't think they could do, and that's play defense. I didn't think that. I can't come in here and be like, oh, I thought they would shut them down. I didn't think that. And I know Marcus didn't think that. My point number 3 is Marcus knows what I'm about to say here, man. This man is a Malik Monk fan. And he ain't DM Kerr about Monk. Nobody got the scouting report on Monk. They act like they never seen Monk before. Monk was on the Lakers last year going crazy. Doing the exact, hey, Austin Reeves and Monk doing the same thing. Go figure. The Lakers said we had Monk, but we got Reeves. That's why he probably got kicked out, because we had Reeves. He's doing the exact same thing that Reeves is doing. Pick and roll, shooting threes, get into the free throw line. Y'all not mentioning that. That boy go to the line. All right? All I'm saying is, when are y'all going to start respecting Monk and putting a really good defender on him and just saying it's over? We're locking that up. I think what needs to happen is one of your people on Twitter, he knows I'm talking about, Shadow, he mentioned a good point the other day. He said y'all need to run the triangle 2. All right, everybody know what the boxing one is. He said Kerr had pulled out the triangle 2 a couple years ago, and it worked. You guys need to shut Malik Monk. Not shut him, because you're not going to shut him. You need to focus your defense on those 2 individuals and make Sabonis beat you. It's going to be a lot harder because Draymond Green was suspended last night. If you didn't know that, he got suspended for stepping on Sabonis' chest. Do I think it was right? I don't. I think it's the playoffs. I don't think you should suspend people. You need people at full health. But I also think Draymond Green, he should know better, bro. Sabonis grabbed you. Cool. You know what he could have did? Fell on him. You know what I mean? Fall, bro. He grabbed you. Fall. Bro, I get it. You're like, where I got to put my foot? Yeah, you could do that. But then you literally press down, bro. Everybody saw you press down, bro. Everybody saw you press down. Even, but Marcus, did you see him press down?
That's why I'm stomping on this man's chest.
Bro, we saw it. We saw it, bro. And yes, Sabonis shouldn't have grabbed your leg, but you stomped, bro. That's like me smacking somebody and then a dude coming out of nowhere and shooting me. It's like, dang! Like, bro, you ain't have to shoot.
Why we escalate?
Why we go that far, bro? He grabbed your leg. You could at least look. He could have pulled his leg out and like almost tried to pretend like he was gonna kick him, but didn't. He didn't do none of that. He stomped. Like he literally stomped. So I don't think kicking him out was right. But now you don't have him, and so now my question is, it's rhetorical, but I'll let him answer like right after I'm finished. Who are you gonna play now in that role? Who starts? And I have an idea who they'll start, but since he's the fan, I'll let him answer. But I think you got to go with the person that you don't want to go with. And he knows what I'm going to say.
No, because I already know, because he started all year for us.
Who?
Da Vinci.
Oh, no, I wasn't even going to go with Da Vinci. I wasn't even thinking you was going to go that small.
Yeah.
So the person I think you're going to go with, if we look at what they're doing, they're starting Sabonis at really a 4 at the 5. They're starting Barnes at the 4, Murray at the 3, Fox and Horter. The thing about those players is everybody in that lineup is 6'6" and up besides Fox. Nobody talks to y'all about that. People sleep on the Kings' height. The Kings are tall. That's a tall team, man. Fox is 6'3", but he's super fast. Mm-hmm. It's a tall, young, athletic team. And when people were saying, and Marcus is included in this, we want the Kings, he will tell you I was always like, I don't know why people really want the Kings so bad. You know what I mean? I was always saying, yo, I'd rather play like the Suns because they don't got no depth. He knows I said this. Got no depth. The bench is kind of, they don't got no chemistry. The Kings play all year together. And they hear you. They hear, I want the Kings. They ain't nothing. They ain't going to win. Bruh, that's called bulletin board. That's called, I'm going to write everything Marcus say on this board. I'm going to write everything Draymond say on this board. We all know athletes have a chip on their shoulder, bro. Malik Monk was in Charlotte 2 years ago. You think that man ain't happy to win the playoffs? De'Aaron Fox ain't never been to play. The Kings ain't never been to playoffs. Sabonis is like, oh, y'all traded me for Halliburton. Y'all said it was a bad trade. This whole team, Mike Brown, like Steve Kerr, forget you. You probably thought I wasn't good enough to beat you. The whole team has a chip. You guys are playing a team. I don't think you guys realize. You guys are playing a team that really, really, really don't care about losing. What that means is, if I go outside in the park now, Marcus knows what I mean by this. If we go out in the park, I will feel like I'll beat Marcus in one-on-one, just from my experience and me playing basketball longer. Marcus has nothing to lose, my friends. He's going to be pulling threes. He's going to be doing, I'm going to be playing cool like, oh, I got time. And that's what the Warriors are doing. We got time. It's a 7-game series. The King is like, we ain't supposed to win. It's too, bro. Me and my friend was literally watching this at the end of the game. And the Kings didn't realize it was 2 to 3 minutes left. They still running and gunning and running and gunning and running and gunning and running and gunning. I'm like, yo, slow down. Splash. Splash. Like, them boys don't care. 30 seconds left, running and gunning and running and gunning. This sounds like Mike Brown said, yo, I was in that locker room, run they ass. Run them. Run them, run them, run them. They're old. Run them. Mike Brown was in that locker room. I feel like that was not taken too seriously. That was not taken too seriously. He knows the weaknesses. He knows the strengths. He knows the player development. He knows Poole. He knows everybody. And I think he has a whole notebook of weaknesses for every single player. And he's telling each player, he doesn't like this. He doesn't like this, and he doesn't like this. So until the Warriors start playing as hard as the Kings, this will not be a series. And that's what I was really trying to say. It's not about talent. They're just playing harder. They're just playing harder, bro. Mitchell ain't letting Curry breathe. Mitchell's nickname is Night Off. Look it up. That's his nickname. His nickname is Night Off. That man comes in. Y'all got Fox already, first team defense. Marcus knows how I feel about Fox on defense. And then you got Mitchell coming in to take a spot for Curry. Curry doesn't get any sleep. Curry's like, dang, usually the backup sucks on defense. This man coming in and getting a better defender. It's like, yo, I need help. So then he looked to Clay. Clay's like, bro, I'm doing my job, bro. I'm efficient. And then it brings me to Wiggins. Wiggins, I have no beef with Wiggins right now. My beef is with Kerr, and Marcus and I talked about this off air before Wiggins even came back. He doesn't get enough shots. Kerr, for some reason, doesn't use two-way wings on offense. Don't know why. He don't call them plays. He don't give them ISOs. It's just a go sit in the corner. He LeBron the man. He basically, Wiggins might as well play for the Lakers. That's basically what he's treating him like. Go sit in the corner and wait for the ball to get there. And that's what Harrison Barnes did on that team. And you guys basically turned into Harrison Barnes. It's basically what you did. And Wiggins is sitting there like, okay, I take my shots when they come, but Wiggins is a rhythm player. He isn't a catch and shoot player. He's never been a catch and shoot player. He is a pound, get open, get my shot player. So if he don't touch the ball, how you gonna expect to hit a game winner off a long time off? He ain't touched the ball all game. So my main point is Wiggins needs to touch the ball more. Clay needs to touch the ball more. And Curry needs to do a little bit better job of being more efficient. Right now, he's turning the ball over like crazy. He's really looking like he's not really engaged in the game in the beginning of the game. He had 5 turnovers. Green had 5 turnovers. Wiggins had 2. Thompson had 2. The whole team is just 20 turnovers in a playoff game?
It's crazy.
20 turnovers in a playoff game. You're not 41 points in the quarter and 20 turnovers. That's a recipe for a loss. So I don't think they played well at all. You know what I mean? And they only lost by, 7? So I'm not telling you the series is over. I'm just saying they're not playing good. Like, they're not even playing average. They're playing pretty bad, honestly. And then you just lost Draymond. So all of this to say is when you integrate a person like Wiggins, and then you got Draymond kicking people, then you got Poole having pool parties and not playing defense. You got Kerr turning it over. You got Looney looking tired. I've been told you he looked tired. You got Looney looking tired. Now he gonna be more. What you think tomorrow gonna happen? This man gonna be out of breath. You want Looney to guard Sabonis for 48 minutes. I say good luck, my friend, in Game 3. I don't think Game 3 is gonna be any different. I think if you guys win one, it will be Game 4, and then you had to pull it out that 3-1. Y'all did it before. Y'all did it before. Mm-hmm. People forget about that. Yeah, y'all got 3-1, but y'all also did it to the Thunder. So my closing remarks on this series, and I'll let him finish it up, is Gary Payton has played okay to me. He's been fine. DaVincio's played okay to me. He's been fine. You're really missing Poole. You're missing Poole. And if I am Steve Kerr, I make a tough decision. And I play Poole like I play every hot shooter in the league. If you're hot, you stay in. If you're not, you sit. And I put Kuminga in. That's it. I play Kuminga over him for 2 different reasons. I think Kuminga can guard Sabonis. I think his length will bother him. I think that should have been in the lineup. And maybe he does that this game with Green out. I think Kuminga can run the floor with those young guys. There needs to be young legs on this court, bro. The Warriors are one of the oldest teams in the league. You got Clay old, Curry old, Green old, Looney slow. Wiggins ain't that fast. He just came back. He probably rusty. JaMychal Green, he don't play. You only got Kuminga. Gary Payton looking like his knees is washed.
Moody looked pretty good for the 8 minutes he came in.
You get what I'm saying? So really, your youngest player that got the most athleticism ain't playing. Why? In the most athletic team in the league, you're playing. So I just think you guys are going to have to play different players. And I think Kuminga needs to be in there, and Poole needs to get less minutes. It's just what it is, man. Like, this ain't his series. It's not his series, man. And it's a shame because you got Malik Monk who do the same exact thing as Poole and is doing it better with less money. That should make... What is this? That should make every Warriors fan feel very weird, right? Because if you're paying them in $100 million and they're paying Malik Monk $25 million, and this man is producing like that, that's not good, man. And I told Marcus this summer, there's 2 things that's gonna happen. Y'all was gonna win a championship, and y'all was gonna pay Draymond and come back, or y'all would lose and y'all would tear it up. One of them are gonna have to go, maybe even both. I'm gonna let you close out the Warriors, my man.
Well, it's not that hard to see right now. all the reasons why we still want the Kings for the reasons you mentioned. I hope y'all realize that if we played like this against any other team, we're done in 4. But because we're playing the Kings, it's like, Kings, I hope y'all know this is the kind of Warriors y'all are getting, and y'all are barely squeaking wins out. Barely. So this is why we want the Kings. I'm not upset about it. It's just the 2 games where I know the Warriors can win the next 4 if they just get everything together. They just really gotta. If they win the next 4, that's crazy because they only got 1 road game the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you're down 0-2, but if the next 4 games, 3 of them are at home.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do with that?
And believe it or not, the game plan in the playoffs will always be double the best players and leave the worst players, not even the worst shooting players open. You guys are Darren Fox to hit it, and he's hitting it. And in fact, it's sad because the first 3 quarters he ain't hitting it. In the 4th quarter, he is going
So
crazy. And it's funny because he just won the clutch player of the year. So this is not a fluke. It's not a fluke. He's been doing it all year.
4th quarter Fox been all year.
All year. So he's just doing what he's been doing. He's just like, all right, y'all gonna leave me open. 4th quarter, cash.
I think the Warriors came into the first 2 games were like, hey, are we really gonna win 2 road games?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kerr looked at his players and said, are y'all gonna pull one out, or do we just need to keep the original game plan that we've kept all year?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like let Fox beat us,
Mm-hmm.
and if he does beat us, don't even see if he can beat us again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
he's doing it.
And he's doing it.
Yeah.
So I think the first 2 games, I really don't think, especially this game, when the Warriors were trying to fight, I really don't think they came into the game expecting to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, it looked like they really wanted to get that game 1
Mm-hmm.
and then coast to game 3.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't get game 1. And it really messed them up.
Mm-hmm.
Really messed them up. So now you got the next 4 games. 3 are at home.
Mm-hmm.
But
Not
you're
2.
down
2. The next 2 are at home.
No, 3 out of 4. Sorry. 3 out of the next 4 games are at home for the Warriors.
Huh?
2 games at home.
Yeah.
1 game at home. And then one more back
Well,
home.
you're assuming that you get that far.
Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm like, but you're assuming a lot, right? They already got 2 wins, so really.
what I'm saying is, Warriors don't lose at home.
Oh, okay. But the Kings don't really lose on the road. This is why this series is so crazy. They had the best road record in the league. They suck at home. That's why this is scary. That's why I'm like, bro, they won 2
That first game was
at
the
home,
game 1
and they're really good on the road.
and they're giving.
And y'all are really good at home. It's like which one's gonna give?
Look, I'm hoping the NBA steps in and said, "Hey, these are defending champions. We can't have them swept in the first round."
Hey, bro, if y'all get swept, bro, I'm telling you, Lakup's gone, Green's gone, Pools, but that's off season. We won't even talk about that. It's a long series. The series, it's a saying. The series don't start till you go on the other team's court.
Yeah,
that's a saying. All right, so let's go to the next one. Suns.